Mary Alice Parks, Molangi, thank you both so much. Now we head to the state of California, where presidential campaigns are eyeing the biggest prize of Super Tuesday. Both President Biden and former President Trump hope that Cali and its contest can help them turn the corner toward their expected rematch in November. We are not only paying attention to California's primary battle for the Senate seat, but also immigration. Just last week, Trump and Biden made dueling trips to the border and blamed each other and their policies for the crisis down south. Polls have put on the pressure, too. Gallup's February polling shows 28% of Americans believe immigration is the most important problem heading into the election, and nearly 20% increase from January. But within political parties, there is a sharp contrast on immigration. Only 10% of Democrats believe immigration is the biggest problem, whereas 57% of Republicans view immigration as their biggest threat. Let's dive into California with the woman who has become quite an emerging figure within the national GOP, the first Latina, first millennial, and first woman to lead the California Republican Party, Jessica Millen Patterson. Jessica, great to see you.
Great to be with you, Kayra.
So let's start with the contest to succeed the late Dianne Feinstein. 27 candidates filed for this seat, but it's come down to just a few contenders. How do you see the state of this race this hour?
Well, we've seen since Steve Garvey has gotten into this race, the Republican, every single one of the polls that have come out, he has increased his margin. After every single debate, which he was included with 3 DC insiders, every single poll, he has increased his margin. In the last LA Times poll, we saw him up at 27%, beating everybody else in the field. What we know is that probably today, more than half of the voters will say no to Adam Schiff, who is the leading Democrat candidate. This gives us a great opportunity going into November. That accompanied by our great registration numbers, where we have out-registered Democrats. And while we've picked up about 102,000 registered Republicans in the last few months, Democrats have lost about 68,000 registered Democrats. So we have a great opportunity here in California with that Senate race.
Let me ask you a question, because I grew up in California. This is my home state. To be honest, I was surrounded by a lot of liberals. Both of my parents were teachers, as were my grandparents. Tell me, as someone living in this state now and such a rising figure within the GOP, how have you seen Republicans rise within this state, especially after Trump had previously won the White House? What changes have you been paying the most attention to?
Well, I think one of the most important things that we've done is recruited great candidates. As you know, in the last 2 cycles, California has picked up 5 Republican congressional seats. That's more than any other state in the nation. We are the reason Republicans have a House majority right now. And it starts with great candidates. But it also starts with showing up in communities that have been neglected by our party over the year. The Republican National Committee has done a phenomenal job of investing in community centers all over our state. The first in the nation that was focused on the Asian community in Little Saigon and Michelle Park Steele's district. We've seen where we're able to talk to people about issues that affect them the most, whether it's senior housing. But we also do fun things like have a Tai Chi class and a Vietnamese dance team that practices there. We have a class where we help tutor people to get ready for their citizenship exams. We have other community centers that have focused on the Latino community in Congressman Garcia's district, Congressman Duarte's district, Congressman David Valadeo's district. We have to show up. We have to talk about the issues that matter most to people. The housing crisis here in California, the homeless crisis, crime skyrocketing, our failing education system. California Democrats have led us down this road where we have already lost a congressional district because so many people are leaving our beautiful state. California Republicans are showing up with solutions. They're showing up with something other than what Democrats have been offering up to them.
All right, so then let's get to one of those top issues on voters' minds, not only across the country, but of course in California as well, because it's something you deal with every day, and that's immigration. We have a ABC News Ipsos poll from January that found that President Biden has an 18% approval rating for his handling of the southern border, the lowest of any president since 2004. How do you feel Trump is more equipped to handle the border than Biden?
Well, I think we've seen the difference. Since President Biden has taken office, we've seen 9 million people crossing our border illegally. They have made, President Biden and Vice President Harris have made every single state in the nation a border state. When you have mayors in New York City and Chicago that are buckling under the pressure of the migrants coming into their cities, we know that this is a huge problem. We've seen 27 tons of fentanyl cross our border. That's enough for 13.5 billion lethal doses. That would kill every single American 40 times over. It's pretty clear the difference that we're seeing from just a few years ago when President Trump was in charge.
Chairwoman of the California Republican Party, Chairwoman Patterson, I hope we can talk a lot from now until November. Let's do that, shall we?
It was great to be with you, Kayra. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Let's continue the conversation now with our political panel. Former Chief of Staff to Senator Ted